I don't believe this. I mean, seriously, this is completely unreal. I can't believe I didn't notice sooner. We need to have a talk, Aaron. Now, answer me.
June? What's going on? You seem like you're really upset. Was this something I did?
Yes, I'm talking about your job. You left your job looking for a better one, and now I hear you got a job as a janitor? And the worst part is, my friend saw you. She said you were cleaning the bathrooms at her office. I'm so humiliated.
Oh, well,
You said your old company was super shady and treated you horribly, so I can understand you wanting to leave and finding something better. But really? You thought being a janitor would be better? How? Ugh, I can't believe my friend saw you. Now all my other friends are gonna find out. My social life is ruined. What were you thinking taking a job like that?
June, I told you a while ago that I was looking at getting a job in a cleaning service company.
Yeah, and I thought you were joking. Why would someone who used to be a system engineer take a job as a janitor? Are you completely out of your mind?
Told you I was serious when I was applying. It was pretty clear it wasn't a joke.
I allowed you to quit your job because it sounded like you really were having a hard time. But why couldn't you pick up something in the same industry? At least something where you actually use your computer skills. Seriously, you need to explain yourself. Why did you get a job as a janitor?
Well, I've grown kinda tired of sitting at a desk and staring at a screen all day. I thought it'd be refreshing to do a bit of manual labour for a change.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I only started dating you because system engineer sounded like a really cool and important job that paid a lot of money. You seemed like a man I could count on to support me. And now, not only have you thrown away that title and the paycheck that came with it, you've lowered yourself to the position of a janitor. That's like the lamest possible job I can think of.
Hey, now that's uncalled for. I'm disappointed in you, June. I didn't think you're the type of person who would judge someone based on their job like this.
I'm not about to sit here and be lectured to by some loser janitor. Maybe try doing a job that puts you slightly above the level of a high school dropout. I'm done with you. We're breaking up. I refuse to waste one more second of my youth dating a janitor.
Oh yeah? Fine by me. Honestly, I should be thanking you for revealing this disgustingly elitist and bigoted side of yourself before our relationship progressed any further.
Oh, if off, janitor.
Don't ever message me again, June. Delete my number from your phone.
Oh, I'm not just deleting your number, I'm blocking you on all my social media accounts. If I ever see you again, it'll be way too soon. Actually, I think I'll call the police if you ever come within 50 feet of me. Goodbye, forever. Hey there, Aaron. It's been a while, huh? How have you been?
What's that?
Oh, don't pretend you've forgotten. It's me, silly.
No, I definitely either forgot who you are or never knew you in the first place.
Oh, you. Always the jokester. It's me, June.
June? Wait, oh god, no.
Hey, what's up with that reaction? I just messaged you for the first time in 7 years. Shouldn't you be a bit happier to hear from me?
I was actually feeling pretty happy until you texted me.
Oh, there you go, joking around again. It's okay, I know exactly what you're thinking right now. 7 years ago, right after you told me to delete your number, you realized that you made a huge mistake. And for all this time, you've been too shy to admit it, so you've been bottling up your feelings for me to the point they're about to burst. I figured I would do the favor of being the first one to bridge the gap and open the door back up to having something between us. So come on, Aaron. You can be more honest and tell me how you really feel.
Do you really want to know how I really feel. It's going to involve a lot of four-letter words.
You sure are stubborn, huh? Don't you at least want to say thank you to me? After all, it was my pop talk that made you what you are today.
What are you talking about?
You really worked your way up from a janitor to being the company president, and it's all thanks to my encouragement. And the cherry on top of your success story, now you get to marry me. Aren't you lucky?
Rather go back to cleaning toilets.
So tell me, how much are you making as the president now anyway? I need to know that before I allow you to marry me. If possible, could you send me last year's W-2 form? Just to make sure. You know what they say, trust but verify. If it seems like it'll be enough, then I'll allow you to propose to me.
It would seem that even after all these years, you haven't let go of your bigotry towards janitors.
Why would that matter? You're not a janitor anymore, are you? So hurry up and tell me your salary. This is a limited time offer that you don't want to miss.
Listen, June. I actually still clean toilets now.
Really?
Not just toilets. I clean restaurant kitchens covered in years of caked-on grease and showers that haven't been used in years that are covered in mould and mildew. I also take requests for cleaning up houses where hoarders used to live. You know those ones you see on TV with trash piled all the way up to the ceiling? And sometimes I even do garbage collection.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. I'm still doing cleaning work, June. And no, I'm not telling you my salary or giving you my freaking W-2 form. Seriously, what kind of person asks for that?
Oh my god. You're in even lower position than before? Aw man, I heard that you had become the company president, so I thought I could try and get back together with you. Good grief, and to think I almost let you marry me? I was being way too careless. I'm very disappointed in you, Aaron. You had 7 years to make something of yourself, and yet you haven't moved up the ladder at all. What a joke. Well, too bad for you. You could have had a chance to marry me, but not anymore. The offer is withdrawn.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh, that's exactly how I thought you'd react.
Yeah, how else am I supposed to react to someone with such a pathetic career trajectory as you? I'm blocking you again. Bye. Hey, what gives, Aaron? Why didn't you tell me? You tricked me. I met up with an old friend from high school today, and I got to talking about how much of a pathetic loser you still were after all this time. And do you know what she told me? That you're making more than $100,000 a year. You said you still do cleaning work, but you really meant that you run a company that does cleaning work. You're not still a janitor. Why did you lie to me like that? That was totally uncalled for. Company presidents don't clean toilets. They get their loser employees to do it for minimum wage. You're way too important to do basic manual labor like that. I see how it is now. It's all very clear to me. My mind is 100% made up. I'm gonna marry you after all. Let's go down to the courthouse right now. I'll come and pick you up. I'm gonna go put on my dress and makeup now. See you in a little bit.
What the?
Ah, there you are. You finally responded. Like I said, I'm on my way over there to pick you up. Just hold on a little bit longer, sweetie.
I've been married for a long time now.
What?
How did you manage to hear that I was a company president and making over $100,000 a year? But the fact that I'm married happened to slip past you. Are you serious?
You're really married?
June, do you know how much time has passed since we broke up?
Well, sure, it's been a while, but I figured that you still had feelings for me now.
Do you not remember that I called you disgustingly elitist and bigoted?
I can't believe it. Are you really not at all grateful that I gave you the push that led you to start your own company?
I didn't. When did I ever say I did? I became the president of the company I got hired into 7 years ago. I didn't start my own company.
What?
The former president had a son who was going to inherit the business, but ended up going to a different profession, so he started looking into handing off the reins to a company employee. And he was so impressed with my work ethic that he chose me. He started training me in how the business operates, and when he thought I was ready, he resigned and gave me his position. Ever since I took over as president, I still go out and do cleaning work right alongside my employees. It builds trust and helps me be a better company leader. And by the way, my wife is also a company employee. We met on the job.
Are you for real? You still clean toilets even though you're the president?
What can I say? I legitimately enjoy the work. It's both mentally and physically engaging, and it's really just plain fun. I've actually packed on about 15 pounds of muscle since I started doing this. I'm in pretty good shape. The best part, though, is the satisfying feeling of seeing somewhere that used to be filthy become sparkling clean. I was also able to use my experience as a system engineer to make some changes in the company and make the office staff's jobs a whole lot easier. I got the blessing of being genuinely appreciated by my employees in the office and on the job site, as well as my customers.
What is wrong with you? How can you be so happy-go-lucky about working a disgusting job? Jeez, I've got a lot of work to do, but don't worry, I'll have you whipped into shape in no time once we're married. Hurry up and divorce your current wife, okay? The sooner the better. I can go and pick up the paperwork at the courthouse later on this week.
I'm not marrying you.
What?
I couldn't have someone with your bigotry around me or my company. You'd probably make half my workers quit within a month. If this is supposed to be some kind of joke, it's not funny at all.
I'm not joking, I'm dead serious. Don't worry, we can talk about all this in person. I'll be at your house in a few minutes.
What? You're actually coming over here right now?
Well, duh, I'm gonna be your wife, aren't I? I'm not interested in a long-distance relationship.
Stay away from my house.
Okay, this house definitely passes the test. I'll be fine living here.
Oh God, you're actually here. Wait, what do you mean my house is huge?
I've always dreamed of living in a palatial manor like this. It's even got a giant backyard. It'll be perfect for all of our kids to run around and play in. I've been knocking on the door for like 10 minutes now. Hurry up and let me in.
That's not my house.
What?
Honestly, I have no idea where you are. It's not my house. My backyard isn't all that big.
Wait a second. How is this not your house? It's the biggest house in town, and the sign at the end of the driveway has your name on it.
Do you even know what my last name is?
Duh. Of course I do. It's only been 7 years. It's not like I'd actually forget my boyfriend's last name in that little time.
I took my wife's last name when we got married.
You what?
Took my wife's last name. It's that simple. I hate to break it to you, but whoever owns that giant house you're at right now, it isn't me. I don't have any idea who they are. My old last name is pretty common.
Oh no.
I didn't do anything to you. You broke up with me. I don't need your permission or approval for anything that's happened in my life since then. It's none of your business.
But it is my business. I already moved out of my apartment for you. My parents got divorced and are both living in one-unit apartments, so I can't move back in with either of them. So you're my only option, Aaron. You have to let me stay with you. You're the only man for me.
I'm the only man for you, am I?
Yeah. I've never forgotten you for a single day over these 7 long years.
I wonder if you said something similar to the married man you slept with. By the way, how much did you have to pay his wife in damages?
Oh.
Pretty bold of you to sleep with your own boss, though. Guess that goes both ways. Plus, since your relationship had been going on for 5 years? Bet she managed to get a 6-figure judgment out of you.
Oh no, how? How did you find out about that? Did you check me out? What a creepy thing to do.
We both used to hang out with the same people in college and I still talk to them. So I don't really have to go out of my way to hear the latest gossip on your train wreck of a life. So yeah, I've been aware for some time that you've been asking a bunch of people for information about me. More than one person has come up to me to warn me about you.
Oh great. Isn't this just wonderful? Now how am I gonna pay off that damn lawsuit?
And with that, my suspicions are confirmed. You're just trying to get back together with me so I'd pay off the money you owe to your boyfriend's wife.
If you loved me, you would do that for me. You would do anything for me.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't love you. I actually hate you. So I won't do anything for you.
You hate me?
I thought I'd made that more than clear through this conversation. Did you really need me to spell it out for you? Now, if you're still intent on storming into the house of a married man with children, I think you should keep one very important thing in mind. I'm armed. Do I make myself clear?
But where am I supposed to live now? And once my company found out I was sleeping with my boss, they fired me. What am I supposed to do? Tell me, Aaron.
Don't know, don't care. You're just facing the consequences of your actions.
Well then, could you at least let me live with you until I find a job and a new apartment?
Not a chance in hell.
Okay, then at least give me some money to tie me over until things settle down.
Not a chance in hell.
Come on, Aaron. What do I have to do to get you to help me?
There is not a thing you could possibly do that would ever get me to help you, June.
Please.
But even if that weren't the case, I'm right in the middle of a family vacation right now.
What? You're on vacation?
And I've already given you more than enough time out of my day, so I'll be getting back to my family now. Goodbye.
Aaron, wait.
My wife suggested to me that June probably got her hatred for janitors from her father. Before she started working at her current company, she actually used to work for a company that would send her to June's dad's company pretty frequently. And from what she says, he was an absolute monster to be around. He always treated the cleaning staff like they were trash. At one point, he disappeared though. It seems that he managed to get himself fired for repeated ethics violations. His wife divorced him too. Hearing that about her father, it totally makes sense why June turned out the way she did. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. Having run out of other options, June eventually decided that she'd go to her father for help. This, however, was a big, big mistake. Her unemployed and unemployable father was also riddled with debt from the lawsuit his former company filed against him. So now June was burdened with the task of working to pay off both her own lawsuit to her boyfriend's wife, as well as paying her dad's bills. It seems like she must have been really hard up for work though, because guess whose job application came across my desk a few weeks later? I looked it over, laughed, and promptly threw it in the trash.
Hi, mother-in-law. Thank you for taking care of me for 35 years. Were you expecting me to say that? What? You're still an unlivable daughter-in-law until the very end. From now on, I don't want to call you mother-in-law anymore. I'll call you Rose instead. Do as you like. I don't even want to remember you were technically my daughter-in-law. Let's cut ties completely while we're at it. For once, we finally agree. So, when are you gonna move out? Get out already. If you're not gone by the time Leo and I get back, you'll be sorry. My moving boxes are already packed, and I'm just waiting for my ride now. Oh, I see. You married into this family 35 years ago. I heard everyone in your family had passed away, leaving you with no relatives. So you managed to find a friend to give you a ride? Surprising. Haha. What time are you leaving? I'm out of here in 10 minutes. Oh, okay. I'll kick you out if you stay longer than that. No need to worry. What do you mean? I want to leave here as soon as possible too. I'm already waiting outside the front door. What? You can't be serious, standing outside with all your belongings? Yes, I am. What about it? On a scorching day like this with no shade, what are you doing? You're right. It's terribly hot today, isn't it? Are you actually concerned about me? How sweet of you. At least wait inside. The neighbors would think something. It's too late for that. Everyone knows what a mean, abusive wife you are. What? You took advantage of my caregiving experience to dump caring for your parents on me. You pushed all the housework onto me. You made me care for your father too. And then as soon as it was all done, you forced me to divorce your son and kicked me out. The whole neighborhood knows about it. What? You can't be serious. You didn't know about that? To badmouth me to the neighbors out of spite for the divorce? How could you? You think the neighbors would believe you? It's a fact. You seem confused, but I didn't do anything. What? You don't know the neighbors heard you screaming insults at me? What are you talking about? The neighbors kept expressing concern for me. Like the time you locked me out at night, they took me in. They even suggested calling the police because it was so bad. When did I ever do that? I just told them not to make a big deal. And that after all, you're still family. Oh, looks like my ride is arriving soon. Anything else to say before we end this chat? If not, I'll put the keys in the mailbox. Okay? Wait a minute. I married in at 21, naive and helpless for 35 years. Leo and your family were so kind. Lily, everyone but you. And 35 years living with my in-laws, I endured a lot. Hey, can we talk for a minute? Before you go, I want you to tell the neighbors the truth, that you weren't abused. I'll be home in a minute. Oops, sorry, I already got in the car. Goodbye. Clara, I may be imagining things, but I didn't see you pull up to that fancy store on Rodeo Drive in a blacked-out luxury car, did I? What's going on? Whose fancy car was that? And who was that man with you? Don't tell me you've already got a new guy as soon as you got divorced. Have you no shame? After being a housewife for 35 years, how can you afford a car like that? The divorce settlement was only meant to cover basic living expenses for a while. What's really happening here? Clara, aren't you going to explain yourself? What's the deal? You know you're supposed to answer my calls right away. How dare a daughter-in-law make her mother-in-law wait like this? Leo, how are things on your end? Is your mother still furious with you? I've been getting so many angry calls and text messages from her. She's really scary when she's like this. Are you okay? You can't let it affect your health again. Just block Mom, that might be best. You're right. Even thinking about her is too painful. When I get home from work earlier, my mom seemed more confused than angry when she saw me. I mean, she knows I don't have enough money for a luxury car like that. I was surprised to even be in that car myself. I was just going shopping with my brother. She jumped to conclusions as usual. I'll try to set her straight. In hindsight, it was smart you never told Mom about your half-brother. Anyway, is the rest of the plan still on track? Ah, yes. It should all fall into place in about 2 more months. That's when my sister and her family return from their overseas assignment. My mother's scheme will unravel then. It'll work out. We just have to hang in there until then. Yes, I am waiting patiently for you. Leo, answer the phone. What the hell is going on? Explain yourself.
What happened? I'm at work, but what is this all about?
I haven't heard anything.
What are you talking about?
Why is your sister's stuff delivered here?
The delivery guy said it would be in the afternoon, but oh well.
What are you talking about? Why would Leah's belongings from abroad get delivered to our house?
Oh wait, didn't I mention she said she's coming back home today with her stuff?
Huh?
Mom, are you going senile? I told you about this months ago.
Huh? What? I don't remember that at all.
I said Leah's husband's overseas assignment was ending, so the whole family is moving back. And that eventually we'd live together with the grandkids, so we're renovating this house to make it a multi-family home. Remember?
What are you going on about? Renovating? This is my house. It can't be done without my permission.
What, Mom, did you forget that too? After Dad passed, the house was inherited by me. You really don't listen, do you, Mom?
When did you do that without telling me?
Last summer when they came back for a visit. Oh right, you were on that hot springs trip with your friends then.
So just because I didn't know means you can do whatever you want?
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it. I even wrote it on the whiteboard by the entrance.
The whiteboard?
What? You mean you didn't even look at that? Writing important messages on that board was your idea in the first place. Remember? Well, you're always going out, Mom, so it's hard to get a hold of you. And you don't answer calls or read my texts thoroughly. So when I complained, you said it's a hassle to be told everything verbally or over text. And you wrote up that whiteboard and put it there yourself, telling me to write things down on it instead. You forgot?
I guess I never got into the habit of checking it. So what are we supposed to do from now on? If Leah and her family will live here, what about me and you?
Oh God. That house belongs to brother-in-law as of this summer.
Huh?
So starting today, you and I have to move out since they'll be living there now. This is what happens when you don't read the board, Mom. You should really discuss your living situation going forward with Leah's family.
Why didn't you tell me something so important in person?
I did tell you. You just weren't listening. You were brushing it off dismissively like, got it. But clearly you didn't actually get it at all.
That wasn't my intention at all. Where will you live? Can't I live with you?
I got assigned to a factory in Texas, so I already sent my stuff up there.
Texas? That's so far.
Oh yeah, I did ask you before if you would want to go to Texas.
You asked me that? I thought you meant for a trip.
I remember you said you'd hate to live somewhere that hot.
But you're going to live up there all alone at your age?
I won't be alone. Clara has already gone up there to wait for me.
What? Clara? Why would she do that? You're telling me your divorced ex is waiting for you up there? You're lying.
I'm not. I never divorced her, and I never planned to either.
What's going on? You really think someone as clueless as Clara would make it up in Texas? Are you sure about that?
Mom, quit disparaging her already.
She's useless.
You may not have known, but she got all kinds of certifications to work in elderly care.
Oh. I knew she had some care certifications to help look after your grandma and grandpa.
Certifications, yes. She studied and got licensed for whatever was needed as we went along.
I didn't realize that.
And that's why you shouldn't talk bad about a hardworking person.
Whatever. Actually, right after she left this house, I saw her shackling up with some new guy. She's just a shameless hussy.
Ah, I never told you about that. My bad for the misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? Are you saying I'm wrong?
The guy you saw with Clara was her brother.
What? Don't be ridiculous.
Clara's whole family died a long time ago. Mom, I kept this from you, but she's her mom's child from another man.
What?
She had a different biological father. I didn't mention it because I figured you'd make a fuss over it.
Make a fuss over what?
So, this other father of Clara's passed away recently and left her an inheritance.
Why keep something that important from me? You know I'd have to be involved with anything involving money.
Exactly, that's why I didn't tell you. I knew you'd be antsy about it like you are now.
Clara's inheritance belongs to the family she married into.
See, you're already eyeing her assets.
Well, I can't say the thought didn't cross my mind.
You've had her do all the housework and elder care. Of course, you tried taking her money too.
What? Leo, whose side are you on?
I've been on Clara's side from the start.
What about me? You're abandoning your own mother?
Clara said the only reason she persevered through your constant nagging and belittling to care for Grandma, Grandpa, and Dad until the very end was because I, along with them, thanked her for it over and over. There was a time I suggested moving out, but she said at least while caring for the elders, she couldn't bring herself to leave. A wife as admirable as that, there's no way I'd abandon her. In fact, I plan to keep repaying her from now on.
So, what am I supposed to do?
You need to have a serious discussion with Leah's family about your living situation going forward.
This is insane. I can't believe this is happening.
As harsh as this sounds, you should deeply regret all the verbal abuse you put Clara through.
Leo, can I come with you to Texas?
What? You're still on about that? Sorry, but if it means protecting my wife, I'm willing to cut ties as your son.
Please don't say such an awful thing.
Well, I won't cut ties completely, but if you keep giving her a hard time, I'll have to seriously consider it.
I'll just ask to stay with Leah's family then. I don't care if you abandon me.
Oh, I did forget one thing.
What now? Is there more?
Leah's mother-in-law lives alone, so they decided she'll move in with them too.
What?
Leah's family, their son's family, the grandkid, and the grandmother all under one roof? Haha. Even with the good wife-mother-in-law relationship they have, that's going to be tight. Haha. Which means there's no room for you, Mom.
So, what am I supposed to do? A helpless old lady all alone?
I asked you about this over and over in advance. It's your own fault for not listening. Well, you'll just have to figure something out then, won't you?
It's not too late, is it? I'll apologize to Clara for how I treated her.
What good will apologizing to her do?
Could you please ask her if she can support me financially to live alone? Please.
Mom, I can't even begin to describe how appalling that request is. After everything you put her through and leeched off her labor, to come begging for money once you're in a bind? Have you no shame?
I never expected things to turn out like this. I thought with her out of the picture, there'd be one less mouth to feed and we'd be better off financially.
What an idiotically selfish thing to say. Trying to play the victim after you tried driving Clara out? Even if she forgives you, I never will. And I don't think her brother will either.
Her brother? I've never met him or anything.
Since you always complained about Clara's family matters, I avoided telling you, but I'll explain.
What is it?
Clara's biological father was a very important person who basically ran this whole area.
What?
And her brother took over as the new boss after him.
You're lying.
Unfortunately not, and in fact, you gave his little sister a hard time, so you're likely on his radar now too.
No way.
That's why stop harassing her. Be careful.
Why is this happening?
Well, in any case, Leah's family will be there soon. So discuss it with them and figure it out. Mom, reflect deeply on how awfully you treated the woman who sacrificed so much to care. Goodbye.
Leo, did you make it to the airport?
Hey Clara. They said boarding starts in 30 minutes.
It's been so long, hasn't it? Finally, after 35 years, it's over.
Oh, I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you.
No, it's alright. While I certainly don't have any fond memories with your mother, thinking back actually makes me tear up from how much resentment I felt. But your grandparents and father-in-law were always kind to me, and in the end, I was able to repay them by caring for them.
They were all grateful to you.
It was difficult, but I was able to go through it because you were always on my side. Thank you, truly.
No, thank you, Clara. I'm the one who is eternally grateful to have had you taking care of me this whole time. I never properly expressed it to your face, but thank you.
From now on, it will be just the two of us, helping each other out together.
Yeah, that's right.
What is your mother going to do?
I asked my sister earlier, and she said Mom is still in shock, just stunned silent. Probably because I ended up telling her about your family situation too.
What? You told her about my brother?
My bad.
Well, it's fine. When she knows my brother's occupation, she'll probably become much more compliant.
You're probably right. Looks like we're about to board.
I'll go pick you up.
Thank you. See you later.
Yes, see you soon. Since my mother-in-law had nowhere to live, she meekly lived with my sister-in-law's family. But I guess she got tired of having to walk on eggshells because she started acting completely selfish and unrestrained. Eventually, it came out that she had been secretly tormenting Leah's daughter-in-law behind their backs, and she ended up getting kicked out. That said, Leah isn't heartless, so she was looking for an elderly care home that Rose could move into. Rose reluctantly moved in, but since no one would come visit her, probably because of her arrogant attitude, she wasn't able to get along with anyone at the facility either, leaving her isolated and alone, which was her own doing. As pitiful as her lonely twilight years are, word is her dementia has been progressing lately. Apparently, she's been apologizing to the care staff, saying, "I'm sorry, Clara,"